If you've been anywhere in the gaming world recently, you've heard of the release of Battlefield 2042, the newest addition to EA's Battlefield series. But if you're a fan of the series like I am, you would have also heard that it is not doing too well right now. As a player of Battlefield since Battlefield 4, it pains me to see the game being ridiculed so harshly when in fact the release of the game is not as bad as people are making it out to see. There have been complaints of the game stuttering when you play the game's newest game mode, Breakthrough, and even the game's most classic game mode, Conquest, and these cries for help are being brought to light by publishers like IGN, GameRanks, and PC Gamer, all very trusted sources within the gaming community. According to an article by PC Gamer and a video by GameRanks, two very trusted sources within the gaming community, there have been significantly more reports of bugs in the game that make it virtually unplayable for some people to play the game. These bugs can stem from things like people flying across the map or not being able to respawn once they die. And if you know anything about a Battlefield game, you know that a single match can last 30 minutes and that it only takes 4 seconds for a player to die, which means you would virtually be spending 30 minutes in a respawn screen expecting to respawn and never being able to do it. In case it wasn't obvious at this point, Battlefield 2042 is having a very rocky launch. There are a couple of solutions to the issues that Battlefield 2042 is seeing in its release. DICE Games could work on an update that better optimizes Battlefield 2042 for systems, more specifically processors, that can be more commonly found in households. As of right now, Battlefield 2042 is optimized for Intel's i7 9th gen processors, which is not commonly found in households as it is a newer processor that has recently been released. Most gamers are still using Intel's i5 9th gen processor because it was more available about 2 years ago when people were building PCs. In order to replace one's processor, they must buy an entirely new PC or build an entirely new PC. And both of these options are very expensive. As the issue stems from the processor of your computer, overclocking your CPU and improving your RAM and overclocking your RAM will see significant performance in the game. I've done it and I haven't seen too much stuttering in the game anymore. The bugs are still there, unfortunately, and there's nothing that as a player one can do about these things. However, if neither of the above options are available to you, you could play Battlefield 2042's other 5 game modes, as there are 9 game modes to play in total with the release, and only 2 of them are seeing issues as of right now. In my experience, these game modes very rarely stutter and very rarely experience bugs, and each of them are a blast to play in their own right. This sentiment is always also reflected in Ms. Chung's review of the game in a video posted by IGN on YouTube. If you have a very strong processor, like the likes of Intel's i7 series, you will not likely run into many issues while playing any of Battlefield 2042's game modes. However, if you have a slightly older processor and cannot afford to buy or build a new PC just to replace your processor, it would be a good idea to play only the Hazard Zone or the Battlefield Portal game modes. Each are, as I've previously stated, a blast to play in their own right. And you could play these games until optimization patches come out, which is by the end of December or in the beginning of the new year. While it is true that Battlefield has released in a very buggy and unoptimized state, it is not as bad as people are making it out to be. Only 2 out of the 7 game modes that have been released are experiencing issues as of right now. DICE has released a roadmap and publicly said that they are going to work to fix these issues as the year progresses. Hopefully, these updates are going to alleviate the pain points that we see for gamers. That includes the optimization patches and fixes for bugs across the game mode entirely. The frustration coming from most gamers not being able to play all of the game on release is understandable. However, there are other game modes that can provide the same Battlefield experience that most players are looking to get out of Battlefield. Battlefield Portal, namely, has shown me much fun and has provided that Battlefield experience that I, as a player, am looking for. The Battlefield Hazard Zone series or game mode also isn't bad either. It is almost a Battle Royale-esque style game of Battlefield, and it is a nice little spin on the Battlefield series, and I think that it is very enjoyable to play. In the future, whether you are a hardcore gamer with the most high end and newest products, or a casual gamer with slightly older systems that you may play games on, Battlefield 2042 will see updates that will allow most players to log on, join their friends, and have a good experience.